stop everything for a moment. I want you to look at the clock in your country right now. What time is it where you are? Are you watching this in the middle of the night or during the day when everyone else is busy? Wherever you are, I need you to know this. What I'm about to reveal could completely change the way you see yourself, your life, and the people around you. Because the truth is, people who doubted you, ignored you, or even dismissed you, some of them are regretting you right now. Quietly, secretly, privately, and most of them will never admit it. But here's the most important part. Their regret can never touch the power, the peace, and the freedom that already lives inside you. By the end of this video, you'll know why they regret you, why their hidden feelings cannot harm you, and how you can turn their silent envy into your unstoppable strength. I need you to stay focused. This isn't just another video. This is life or death for your inner peace. Wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is, the lessons I'm about to share will wake you up. And if you pay attention, your life will never be the same again. Asterisk. Peace is the ultimate victory. True victory is not about proving anyone wrong or showing people that you were right. Many spend their lives trying to change what others think, or chasing the approval of those who do not understand them. But real power comes from being unshakable, from holding calm in your mind and heart, no matter what is said or done. When someone regrets you in private, when they think about what they lost or the choices they made, it is a reflection of their own unrest and not a judgment of your worth. You do not need their recognition or their apology. Their regret is their burden, not yours. By staying serene, by not reacting to criticism or envy, you are showing a kind of strength that cannot be touched. Calmness, inner peace, and clarity are far more powerful than arguments, fights, or even the praise of others. When you face life with steady calm, you do not give anyone the power to disturb your mind. In this quiet strength, you are always victorious, because your peace cannot be taken away. You stand firm like a mountain, unmoved by the winds of other people's opinions or regrets. Their thoughts may swirl, but your mind remains clear. Being unshakable does not mean ignoring life or pretending you are unaffected. It means understanding that their words, doubts, or private regrets are reflections of themselves, not reflections of your value. It means responding to the world from a place of balance, from a place of calm. True victory is in choosing serenity over conflict, understanding over reaction, and presence over the need to be proven right. When you live in this way, their regrets have no power over you, and you remain undefeated in the only way that truly matters, within your own mind and heart. Freedom cannot be hindered. Freedom cannot be taken away by anyone, no matter what they say or do. People may try to control you, criticize you, or make you feel small, but your choices, your mind, and your actions belong only to you. True freedom is not about escaping responsibility or avoiding life's challenges. It is about knowing that your inner world is yours alone, and no one can invade it without your permission. When you walk your own path, when you decide to live according to your values and your truth, others may not understand. They may doubt you, judge you, or silently wish they had the courage to do the same. Their regret is proof that they recognize the power of freedom, even if they cannot claim it for themselves. But their feelings do not bind you. You are free to think, to act, to live exactly as your heart guides you. People fear what they cannot control. When they see you moving forward, pursuing your goals, embracing your purpose, their discomfort is often disguised as criticism or envy. Zen teaches that freedom is the strongest kind of power because it cannot be forced, taken, or broken. No argument, no jealousy, no regret can touch it. You cannot give away your freedom by letting their opinions define you, and you cannot lose it by holding tightly to your calm and clarity. Freedom also means letting go of the need for validation. When you rely on others to approve your choices, you limit yourself. When you stop chasing approval, you reclaim the space in your mind where freedom lives. Every time you act in alignment with your truth, every time you make a choice that reflects who you are, you strengthen that freedom. It becomes unshakable, like the roots of a tree buried deep in the earth. Others may try to sway you with words, with regret, with pressure, but your freedom stands firm, untouched by anything outside yourself. Living freely does not require permission. It does not require recognition. It requires only courage, clarity, and the willingness to honor yourself. When you embrace your freedom fully, you step into a life that cannot be hindered. You move with confidence, knowing that the regrets, doubts, and envy of others exist only in their minds, and they cannot limit the choices, the growth, or the life that you have chosen for yourself. Regret is proof of awakening. Regret is not just a fleeting emotion, it is a silent acknowledgement of what could have been. When people regret you in private, it is not about punishing you or diminishing your path. Their regret is proof that they have recognized something within themselves, that they have neglected, avoided, or feared. It is a mirror reflecting the choices they did not make, the courage they did not summon, and the growth they refused to pursue. When you move forward in life, embracing your truth, taking bold steps, and following your purpose, it awakens a sense of awareness in those who watch from the sidelines. Even if they cannot admit it openly, even if they cannot act on it, your progress stirs something within them. It is a reminder of the potential they have left dormant. Zen teaches that their private regret is not your concern, but it is proof that you are alive, awake, and moving in alignment with your own path. People often regret you because your courage exposes their hesitation. Your actions illuminate the path they are afraid to take. When you rise above fear, doubt, and the opinions of others, you become a living example of freedom and clarity. Their regret is a reflection of your awakening. They see the life they could have lived, but did not. And while that realization may cause discomfort, it cannot stop you from being who you are meant to be. Regret also shows the contrast between stagnation and growth. Those who dwell on your life in silence are often trapped in patterns of their own making. Zen teaches that their regret is theirs to carry. It is not your burden. You do not need to fix it, explain yourself, or defend your choices. By walking your path fully, you simply shine the light of your own awakening, and the contrast naturally becomes visible to others. This silent acknowledgement from others can serve as a reminder to continue embracing your journey with courage and mindfulness. Every step you take towards self-awareness, every moment you act with integrity, deepens your own understanding of life. Their regret may be a whisper of envy, a pang of missed opportunity, or a quiet longing for what they cannot claim. Yet it cannot diminish the reality of your own awakening. Zen teaches that life is about alignment, not recognition. When you live fully, when your actions reflect your truth, their regret is inevitable, but it is powerless against the clarity and growth that you have cultivated. Your awakening is evident in your calm, your focus, and your courage. It is a light that shines regardless of whether others see it, a testament to the life you have chosen to live consciously. Approval is an illusion. Approval is something most people spend their entire lives chasing, yet it is one of the most fleeting and unreliable things in existence. From the moment we are born, we are taught to seek recognition from parents, teachers, friends, and society. We learn to measure ourselves by the praise we receive or the criticism we fear. But Zen teaches that approval is an illusion. It is temporary, external, and beyond our control. When people regret you in private or criticize you openly, their opinions do not define your worth. They reflect their own experiences, fears, and limitations, not the truth of who you are. The moment you stop seeking validation from others, you reclaim a part of yourself that has always belonged to you. When you live in alignment with your values and follow your own path, approval becomes unnecessary. You no longer bend, explain, or justify yourself to those who cannot see or understand your journey. Their silence, their envy, or even their hidden regret is powerless against the confidence and clarity that come from honoring your own truth. Seeking approval is like carrying someone else's expectations on your back. It weighs you down, limits your choices, and keeps you small. When you release the need for validation, you create space for freedom, creativity, and inner peace. Zen teaches that the only approval that matters is your own. When you recognize your worth from within, you stand firm, unmoved by others' judgments, even if they think about you constantly in secret. Their regret is not a reflection of your failure. It is evidence that you have chosen life, courage, and growth, while they remain trapped in their own illusions. Approval can never bring lasting happiness, because it is never fully yours. It depends on moods, opinions, and circumstances outside your control. People may praise you today and criticize you tomorrow. They may acknowledge your success privately, but remain silent publicly. When you base your sense of self on these shifting sands, your peace will always be fragile. Zen teaches that lasting strength comes from within, from quiet confidence, clarity of purpose, and the steady knowledge that you are enough exactly as you are. By understanding this, you can move through life with calm and focus. You will act not to impress others, but because it is right, meaningful, and aligned with your own path. You will no longer be swayed by whispers of envy or hidden regrets, because you know their opinions do not hold your reality. In embracing this truth, you experience freedom and power that no external approval can ever provide. You become the master of your own life, and your peace becomes unshakable. Detachment from outcomes. Detachment from outcomes is one of the most powerful lessons in life, yet it is also one of the hardest to practice. Most people live chasing results, approval, success, recognition, or even revenge. We act with the hope that things will turn out a certain way, and when they don't, we feel frustration, disappointment, or even anger. Zen teaches that the only thing we truly control is our own mind, our own actions, and the way we respond to life. Everything else, the thoughts, feelings, and judgments of others, is beyond our control. When someone regrets you in private, or when they fail to recognize your efforts, it is not a reflection of your actions or your worth. Their thoughts belong to them alone. Detachment does not mean ignoring life or refusing to care. It means acting fully and sincerely without tying your peace, happiness, or sense of value to the reaction of others. You plant the seeds of your effort, you nurture them with care, but you do not demand that they bloom in the way others expect. People often become trapped by attachment to outcomes. They act, hoping to be praised, fearing to be judged, or craving validation. When the result does not meet their expectations, their mind becomes restless and anxious. Zen teaches that true clarity and freedom come from releasing this attachment. By doing so, you move through life like water flowing over rocks, flexible, adaptable, and undisturbed by obstacles. You respond to what comes naturally, rather than forcing what cannot be forced. Detachment from outcomes also allows you to live with courage. When your actions are not motivated by the desire to impress or control others, you are free to follow your own path. You take risks, make decisions, and embrace growth because it is right, not because it guarantees a reward. Your energy is no longer drained by worrying about who will approve, who will criticize, or who will regret what you have done. Their regrets, envy, and opinions may swirl around you like wind, but they cannot shake the calm you have cultivated within. Zen teaches that detachment is not the absence of care, it is the presence of wisdom. You care deeply, you act with intention, but you do not cling to a specific outcome. Life is unpredictable. People may misunderstand you, fail to appreciate your efforts, or silently regret their choices, but none of this can touch your inner stillness. When you release attachment, you gain a kind of power that cannot be challenged, the power of peace, clarity, and self-mastery. Living detached from outcomes does not make you passive, it makes you fully alive. You engage with life, give your best, and accept what comes with grace. You are no longer a prisoner of other people's expectations, hidden regrets, or fleeting judgments. In this freedom, you experience the essence of Zen, strength without struggle, clarity without conflict, and peace that cannot be taken from you. Silence speaks power. Silence is one of the most powerful tools a person can possess, yet it is often underestimated. Many rush to speak, to explain, to defend themselves, or to argue when others doubt, judge, or even silently regret them. Zen teaches that real strength is not shown in words, but in stillness. When someone regrets you in private, their thoughts and feelings are hidden. They cannot disturb your peace unless you let them. Silence becomes a shield, a calm presence that cannot be broken by envy, criticism, or hidden resentment. There is a quiet power in letting things be. When you stop reacting to every thought or opinion directed at you, you rise above the noise of the world. Others may talk, whisper, or regret in secret, but your mind remains undisturbed. This stillness is not passivity. It is the ability to observe life clearly, to move with intention, and to respond only when necessary. In silence, you show that your inner strength does not depend on recognition, applause, or the approval of others. Silence also allows you to reflect and understand more deeply. Words can be misunderstood, arguments can escalate, and attempts to explain yourself can create unnecessary conflict. By embracing quiet, you maintain clarity. You see the true intentions behind actions, the patterns of behavior, and the fleeting nature of regret. When someone regrets you privately, it says more about them than it ever could about you. Silence gives you the space to notice this truth without being pulled into frustration or anger. There is also a magnetic quality in silence. People who speak less but act with integrity, courage, and calm command a natural respect. When others regret what they cannot control or wish they had done, their feelings cannot reach you. Your presence alone communicates strength far more than any argument ever could. The quieter you are, the less power others have to disturb you, and the more space you create for your own growth and clarity. Zen teaches that silence is a language of its own, one that does not seek attention but exudes confidence. By being still and unmoved, you demonstrate that your worth and your path are not defined by others' thoughts or hidden regrets. Their envy, their doubts, and their second-guessing exist only in their minds. Your calm, quiet presence is a reflection of mastery over yourself and a testament to the life you have chosen. Through silence, you also cultivate patience and understanding. You learn to wait, observe, and respond only when it aligns with your inner wisdom. You stop reacting to every emotional ripple and instead let the world reveal itself naturally. When others regret you quietly, it becomes clear that their feelings have no power to disturb your peace. Silence allows you to hold your center, to stand firm like a mountain, and to let the chaos of others remain exactly where it belongs outside your mind. In the end, silence is not emptiness. It is presence, strength, and clarity. It is a declaration that your life, your choices, and your inner world are untouchable. Zen teaches that the most unshakable power is the one that speaks without words, acts without force, and exists without needing acknowledgement. In silence, you are truly free, and in that freedom, you are truly powerful. Presence over validation. Your presence in the world is more powerful than any words, approval, or recognition. Many people spend their lives trying to prove themselves to others, seeking praise, validation, or acknowledgement. They hope that recognition from someone else will make them feel worthy, secure, or complete. Zen teaches that true strength comes not from what others say or think, but from how fully and authentically you exist in each moment. Your being, your quiet confidence, and your unwavering presence speak far louder than any attempt to impress or explain yourself. When others regret you in private, it is not because you failed or acted wrongly. It is because your courage, clarity, and integrity are visible to those who have not yet embraced their own path. They see a life lived with purpose, and it awakens a quiet awareness within them, a reminder of the choices they did not take. This silent acknowledgement is powerless over you unless you allow their thoughts to affect your peace. Zen teaches that your presence, calmness, and authenticity are enough. You do not need to explain, justify, or seek validation. Living fully in your presence also means embracing yourself exactly as you are, without waiting for others to notice or approve. Your actions, your words, and even your silence become a reflection of who you are. When you focus on your own clarity and alignment rather than the opinions of others, you create a magnetic energy. People are drawn to it, even if they cannot express it. Your calm and grounded presence communicates a kind of wisdom that cannot be argued with, envied, or diminished. Zen teaches that validation from others is fleeting, inconsistent, and unreliable. People may praise you one day and criticize you the next. Their private regrets may linger silently, but these thoughts belong to them, not you. When you live rooted in presence rather than external validation, you are free from the chains of expectation and the weight of others' judgments. You walk your path with confidence because your sense of self does not depend on applause, recognition, or approval. Your presence over validation also allows you to respond to life from a place of clarity rather than reaction. When someone doubts, misunderstands, or regrets you, you do not have to argue or defend yourself. You do not have to seek approval or correct their perceptions. By existing fully and acting with integrity, your life itself becomes the demonstration of truth. Their regret may exist quietly, but it cannot touch your focus, your growth, or your inner peace. Ultimately, choosing presence over validation is choosing freedom. It is choosing to stand firm in your truth without bending to others' opinions. It is choosing to live with courage, authenticity, and clarity, knowing that your worth is inherent and not dependent on recognition. Zen teaches that the quiet, steady, authentic presence of a person is one of the most profound forms of influence. Your life, lived fully, silently teaches lessons that words alone cannot convey. In prioritizing presence over validation, you step into a life of strength, freedom, and unshakable peace. The mirror of others. The people who regret you in private are holding a mirror not to show your flaws, but to reveal their own. Their envy, doubt, fear, and hesitation are reflected in how they react to your life. When someone quietly wishes they had done what you did, or notices what you achieved while they remain stagnant, it is not a measure of your worth. It is a reflection of their own choices, their own limitations, and the paths they refuse to take. Zen teaches that their judgment, regret, or envy belongs entirely to them. It is their shadow, not your reality. When you understand this, you stop taking their thoughts personally. You realize that the frustration, the hidden longing, and the quiet comparisons are not attacks. They are signs of what they have yet to face within themselves. Their private regret exists because they see possibilities in you that they have denied in themselves. By observing this, you gain clarity. You see life as it truly is, a mirror of action, courage, and alignment. The regrets of others are simply reflections of what you chose to pursue, what you dared to live, and what you embraced without fear. Zen teaches that clarity comes from separating yourself from the projections of others. Their envy or regret cannot diminish your achievements or your growth. Their inner struggle, their missed opportunities, and their private comparisons are theirs alone to carry. When you act with purpose, when you live authentically, your light reveals the contrast without ever trying to shame or teach. You simply live, and the mirror exists for them, not you. This understanding brings freedom. You no longer seek approval or worry about judgment. You no longer feel the need to explain yourself or justify your choices. You recognize that other people's regret is a reflection of their own inner state, and it does not have the power to touch your calm, your focus, or your peace. Zen teaches that awareness of this truth allows you to move through life with balance. You act from integrity, courage, and wisdom, unaffected by the silent shadows of others. The mirror of others also provides a quiet lesson in humility and compassion. Seeing their regret helps you understand that everyone is navigating their own fears and limitations. You do not need to correct them, judge them, or expect them to change. You simply continue to walk your path, fully present, fully alive, and fully aligned with your truth. Their reflections, regret, envy, hesitation remain their own, powerless against the life you are building. Ultimately, the mirror of others reminds you to remain centered, grounded, and serene. Zen teaches that when you live authentically, without bending to expectations or chasing approval, you become untouchable in your inner life. The regrets of others are merely shadows cast by their own inaction. Your clarity, your calm, and your growth are untouched. You cannot control the mirrors that others hold up, but you can control how you see yourself. And in doing so, you live a life that no regret, judgment, or envy can ever diminish. Now, take a deep breath and let this sink in. They may have doubted you, they may have ignored you, they may regret you in private, but none of it defines you. Their regrets exist in their minds, their shadows, and their own hesitation. Your life, your choices, and your peace are untouchable. Remember, true strength is silent, true freedom is unshakable, and true victory is living fully without needing anyone's approval. You cannot control what others think or feel, but you can master your own mind, your own calm, and your own path. Carry this with you. Let their regret be a reminder of your courage, not a weight on your shoulders. Walk forward with clarity. Stand in your truth. Embrace your freedom. Protect your peace. And no matter where you are in the world, no matter what time it is, remember this: your essence, your presence, and your inner light can never be taken from you. If you let it, the lessons you learn today will guide every choice, every action, and every thought. They may regret you in private, but you will live fully, fearlessly, and peacefully. That is your ultimate victory.